All right, and for our last tool for this program, I am going to reintroduce you to Chakra Stirring, which you did do during your shadow session, and we have covered multiple times within the course. But I want to make sure that you understand what it does, how it's used, and when you can use it, because this tool can be used anywhere at any time in front of anyone for any reason. It's an amazing tool, and it helps just move the emotions through you so that you're not stuck with them for the whole day. I'm going to start off by reminding you that we often believe that we are thinking creatures that feel, when biologically we are feeling creatures that think. This is so vitally important to understand how our system works and often stops us. Throughout time, humanity has been conditioned to honor thought over feeling, often to the point that we ignore feeling completely. We commonly believe ourselves to think first, feel second. However, our body works opposite this theory, remember. Once a thought reaches our mind, our system has already sent an emotion to it. Even though this process occurs rather simultaneously, it is ultimately our mind that is the last to know and become aware of the feeling to which it assigns reason, fault, reaction, or response. Just as you were able to go back into your memories and pull emotions that were unprocessed, I want you to actually still think of today. If you took a moment to reflect on today's thoughts, you'd find that every single one of them traces back to a feeling that the thought responded to. When the system is running by default, our emotions are triggered, reason is assigned, reactions are discharged, and our energy is often drained. Basically, the system naturally works in opposition to the common think then feel misconception. We can generate a feeling using thought after we recognize the initial response. But knowing how to use the system can aid in processing a feeling before or after a thought triggers. This allows us to recuperate without mental or emotional overload. During your shadow session, you placed new seeds into your system, your chakra system. And so now we're going to learn to make sure that we keep them stirred. We're going to learn the stirring process, which I often call watering the seed. It's based again off of the chakra stirring. You can do it morning, noon, and night. You only need your hand. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and it automatically starts processing the subconscious energy that's playing using your parasympathetic nervous system. So the best times to use this are when you're lacking time to process, you're lacking the mental bandwidth to process, or energy to process. Or even if you're just feeling drained, it can actually increase your energy. Remember, these tools are designed in such a way that you don't need anything to perform them. You always have your hand with you, and if you're working the playlist, I bet that 99.9% of the time you always have your phone with you. The chakra system is often unknown by many, misunderstood by most, and it is still beneficial to all. It is your emotional energy system. Most people know that humans not only require energy, but that we can also generate our own. No matter how much some might like us to, we don't attach to any electrical outlet or require batteries. Well, for the most part, pacemakers excluded. Instead, we eat, sleep, breathe, and waste. These four physical activities keep our bodies running. Of course, the better we eat, sleep, breathe, and waste, the more efficient our bodies perform. Fresh food, quality of sleep, and aerobic or deep breathing, and a consistent waste cycle keeps us running at peak performance. Now, as humans, we also have our down days. Sometimes a lack of energy causes dysfunction of the system, which in turn can decrease our energy. Unlike the physical attributes of the body system, the chakra system is another attribute that is commonly explored but rarely used. We want to go ahead and start using it. So during your shadow session, you found your life theme. Now, I want to go ahead and break some bad news to you. Your life theme will always be with you. It was a system that you designed as a young child in order to protect yourself. It's not going anywhere. It has years and years of experience of being with you. And again, it was designed to protect you. So it's really not leaving. Now, if you are being told that this kind of thing can completely heal, I just want to let you know, no, it can't. It's always with you. It's a default system. However, we can learn to work with it. I mean, the only way that I could possibly fathom getting rid of it would be, short of having a lobotomy, would be, being in a coma or putting yourself on some sort of really heavy medication. But even then, it's not necessarily like your life theme won't play. It's just your awareness of it playing is slim to none. You had bad days prior to finding your life theme, and I can promise you're going to have them again. The good news is that when utilizing the chakra system, it becomes much easier to process these bad days. When the system is functioning at its peak, we are able to process, heal, rejuvenate, rest, and restore the areas of need. When the system is exposed to trauma, it becomes blocked and disperses unprocessed toxic energy, which feeds disease to the body and thus can cause internal disease to various organs. So understanding how to use the chakra system is vital to your physical health and emotional well-being. Just a reminder, the chakra system is made up of various energy field centers or channels located throughout the body. There are more than 350 chakra centers that participate in this energy system, but again, we just focus on the main 7. As we review the chakra system and the chakra stirring process, I just want to make sure that I again let you know that this knowledge is ancient knowledge. It has historical roots tied to various Eastern religions. And while the roots of the chakra system have religious ties, it's important to know that there is no religious requirement to working with the system, nor is there anything to believe in as far as the system goes. What matters is knowing that you have an emotional energy system and that working with the system works well. So picture these 7 chakras running down the center of your body like a straight road lined with spinning roundabouts rotating clockwise from a third-party perspective, running from the base of your spine up through the top of your head. These energy centers act as generators of your emotional processing system. Much like gears in a clock or on a bike, these centers help process many factors of our human experience by circulating the emotional energy throughout the body. Here, the chakras are labeled by name in English from bottom to top, along with a purpose, an action, and a love-based, fear-based energetic frequency. Remember that chakra stirring can be done anytime and anywhere. I often will just use this in my car. Sometimes I will use it at a restaurant. It doesn't matter who's looking. I use it if I need to process energy. So the steps to actually processing this energy is that first you want to ground. So you want to breathe and relax. If you can, lie down. If not, you consider stand. It's not that big of a deal as long as you're still. So by ground yourself, what I mean is really pay attention to what you're touching, where your feet are, how your rear is sitting, what your back is touching. If you can, get outside and actually be in the grass and be on the earth, but it's not necessary for grounding. It's really to make sure that you are aware of being in your body. So you want to get present to how your body feels against whatever the pressure is. Then focus on your breath. You want to inhale and exhale through your nose, high into your forehead, expanding the diaphragm as you inhale and collapsing it as you exhale. You want to go ahead and really sink into yourself as you exhale. You also might want to rub your hands together to generate some heat. This isn't necessary. It's just something that might help process the energy better because you'll be able to feel the heat as your hand is closer to your body. The second step you might remember from your shadow session. It's not the first half of the stirring, but it is the second half. It's the closing of it. So just like winding the gears on a clock, we want to wind the system. We're going to make sure that we keep it closed so that it can do the processing on its own. The second step is to hover, stir, and scoop. So you want to take your right hand. Your right hand is what gives energy. So your right hand you want to keep close to your body, about 2 to 3 inches above your groin. You're going to start at your root, and you're going to go ahead and relax the left hand on top of your right hand if you want to. If not, you can just rest it by your side and just use your right hand. But you're going to take your right hand and you're going to start moving your hand in circles toward your fingers and down. So you're going clockwise if you were looking at your body. So toward your fingers and down as you stir this chakra. You're going to stir it about 3 to 5 times. Try to do your breath with it. And you're going to keep breathing and stirring until you feel a substantial amount of energy building. So there's going to be like a tingling in that area. And then when you feel that, you want to go ahead and scoop the energy up to the next chakra and repeat the stirring process. So stir the next one 3 to 5 times toward the fingers and down while you're breathing. Wait for that tingle and then scoop it up to the next one. Now, while we opened up the chakra system during our shadow session, it is not suggested that you do this. You want to keep your chakra system closed. If for some reason you feel as though there is something that you need to process deeply, then you can flood your system by opening the chakras with your left hand, just like you did during the shadow session. However, you want to make sure that you are alone and no one else is around, because you do not want to be absorbing other people's energy. Always keep your system closed other than that. Step 3 is to circulate the energy. So after you have done all 7 from root to crown, you want to go ahead and circulate the energy. So you want to extend your arms above your head, take a deep breath in, and then you want to exhale as you reach your arms way out on the way down to your groin. And then with your hands close to your body again, inhale as you sweep your hands up to stretch above your head, and then reach out as you move them down to your groin. You want to do this again for about 3 to 5 breathing cycles. This just helps the energy kind of start processing within your own personal field. Step 4 is to be still. This is optional and if it's available. So if you have the opportunity to be still, do it. Finish by resting your hands in prayer pose or maybe on your forehead or just simply in front of you on your heart. Remember that if you have any tears, allow them to fall. Tears are just another form of sweat that just happens to come out of your eyes. Just like sweat releases chemical toxins, tears release emotional toxins. And any release of toxin is good. So, after you've done that, you want to go ahead and give yourself gratitude for this moment of peace and enjoy the boost of energy that you're having, because by doing this process, it should have helped relieve any negative emotions and transmute them into positive energy that will give you an energy boost at the same time. If it hasn't happened, go ahead and repeat the process and wait until you feel that tingle. The stirring is something that is used especially when you can't go to the doghouse. There might be moments during your day when you're going to be triggered and your body's going to be going, oh my gosh, I really want to go to the doghouse. But that's when you have to kind of make that agreement with your body that, hey, I promise to make time with you later tonight so that I can go to the doghouse. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and stir this energy so that we can start processing these triggers right now so that I can continue to function where I'm at in this moment. The more you stir, the better you keep your system sustained. Remember, it's like winding a clock or watering seeds. When you're doing it, you're helping to process the emotional energy that is trapped inside your body instead of suppressing it. And this keeps your system clear to keep moving and functioning on high frequency, on high vibration all day. No matter where you are or what you're doing, if you find yourself feeling tension, anxiety, unprocessed emotion, even if you're just feeling a little off, like you're low on energy, creativity, emotional bandwidth, or even if you're just simply constipated, follow these steps so you can boost the body's processing system, increase your energy now, and stay emotionally regulated throughout your day. Congratulations, you've completed processing the past. Now, while there are many tools that can go along in order to help create state changes and transmute energy, these are the tools that we suggest you use on a consistent basis, mainly because we know that you will have them always on your person. All right, I'll see you in the next video.